In the last lesson, we learned how to make an image classifier model. This is the outputs that were predicted by the model. And now in this video, we're going to save this model. And saving it in the documents. You see everything is specified automatically. And you saved it successfully at users and this image classifier model. And remember, it's a .ml model format that is used by Apple. Now, simply to use this model, we can just drag it onto the project itself and make sure add to target selected. Now we have our model into the app. You can see that it's model trained using CreateML, and it's only 33 kilobytes. That's a massive save. It takes an image and image as input and output two things. What is a label and what is other labels with probabilities. You can also have a look at the Swift class. This is automatically generated by the model. Now we have to apply this model to the picked image that was picked using the image picker controller. So first we have to make an model object. Let's make an image classifier model equals image classifier. Now we have an instance of the ML model. We can use .prediction method to apply some kind of prediction. You can see it requires us to handle CV pixel buffer instead of a UI image. That's the main key here. We have to provide a CV pixel buffer in order to make this work. So let's make let's say test image equals picked image. This is just to make things a little bit clearer, otherwise it wasn't really needed. And now we have this UI image, and since this method requires CV pixel buffer, we need some kind of transformation of this UI image to a CV pixel buffer. We can do that using some code that I've prepared. This is the image processor. This is basically a struct with a static function which takes an image as input and outputs a CV pixel buffer, what we need for our function to work. So we'll pass in the image to this function and use the output to pass in here as a CV pixel buffer. So let's call this function. Let's pixel buffer equals image processor dot pixel buffer for the image. Let's pass in the test image dot CG. Remember, it requires us to pass in the core graphics image. So we pass in pixel buffer, and now we can apply the prediction and get some kind of output. So we can do is let prediction label equals prediction dot let's unwrap it first, since we know it's always going to be there, equals class.label. And now we can just print out what the label is. So let's run our app to see how things go. We haven't set up a proper label yet. We're going to print the output to see what image it has predicted. Now the simulator takes a bit of time, so the app loads, and we have this camera icon on the top to use. We tap on it, select an image, select any image. Let's take the Apple image, and we will see in the console it has printed Apple. Apple. Now we need to display this to the user through a label, since the user is not going to have a console in his hand. Well, let's say orange, just to clarify that this indeed works. Okay, so now What we're going to do is display a label onto the screen, and we're going to do this by using the UI label, and we're going to place it here. We aren't adding any auto layout constraints yet. I'll show it in the next video. For now, let's just connect this outlet. It's a little difficult to drag from the storyboard, so we're going to use this inspector pane, and let's name it a prediction label for now, and connect it. It's connected. Now we can let's center it for now. Let's make it a little bit bigger and also bold. And make it a little wider also, just so it has enough space to display the content. And now we can set the prediction labels text property to the prediction label itself. Now if we run this app, I'm going to see that we select an image and it displays the output to the user. Let's run it one more time and select an image. Hopefully this will work. Let's select the apple, or maybe select just a banana for now, and it's going to display the banana. Yep, it works fine.